Luka shooting below 40%. Nice.
Luka's shot making has been brutal, but the fact that they're winning in spite of that.
Yeah, but we'll see.
You don't trade Luka, but he's washed. I'm so sick of you, Mars. I swear, man. You take
you don't trade him.
I'm so sick of you.
But Nico's seen the vision. Shout out to Nico.
It's one of two things. There's literally either something wrong with Luka, like he's still injured.
No, Nico Harrison's the dumbest human being alive.
Oh, I'm not talking about Nico. I'm just talking about what I'm looking at.
Seeing the vision. Right, okay.
Logan, rewind the clock, Logan. Okay, it is the day before that Saturday night when you got that tweet. We are sitting in the room, and you are sitting at the table, Logan. We're moving off of Luka, and we're trading him for Anthony Davis. Yes or no?
I'm Max Christie.
I think I'm pulling
and Max Christie.
To quote Biggie, I'm pulling 2 22s out my shoes and I'm blowing Nico's head off, man.
What are you guys doing? Stop it!
Boots. What?
What's going on in here? What's happening right now?
Lyrically,
you feel like he was.
AD in his 3 quarters for the Mavs played better than Luka has for the Lakers.
What? Okay.
So
no way.
I'm unloading the clip. I'm letting it loose.
I know that we we've passed this and it's already happened, and I don't want to get too far back into it again. But y'all got to remember what they said was that this is about the next 5 years. So. They were banking that in the next 5 years, it's gonna go this way just due to his.
It's already going that way. Have you not seen him for the Lakers? He has not been good.
Well, how about how it's going for the Mavs with AD?
Yeah, but remember those 3 quarters that AD played. Remember those 3 quarters?
Oh, they were glorious.
Exactly. So those 3
for
quarters.
Your rationale to be, we're going to trade away the 25-year-old top 5 players so we can take on the almost 32-year-old injury-prone top 10 player. That's insane logic. It always was.
But that's because he saw Luka in practice. That he can't create separation on Najee Marshall.
Oh, hey, but not for real though. That's seriously,
oh yeah, we know what is this.
There's something. There's either something wrong with Luka, or he just aged extremely fast. And I'm saying this. I'm saying this for a couple things, because if you just go back. I'm telling you guys, just go back and look at rookie Luka Doncic. Just go through some highlights and go look at his. I almost forgot how athletic Luka was. Cockback dunks coming in. Like, I'm not saying he was jumping like Zion, but he had a little burst to him.
That was like 30 pounds ago, man.
Exactly.
You don't have to go back that far. Go back to like 2022.
Yo, Morris, I'm telling you, a clip came up on my timeline and I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. I was like,
I mean, I honestly think his game has aged better, though, because of the added strength. Like, I think he's just as unstoppable. Sure, he may not be getting downhill as much, but it's like now he just plays a different style of basketball. It's less athletic, it's less flashy, but I still think it's arguably more effective.
He's looking pretty stoppable right now, but I mean,
right now. But
I don't know.
I mean, I think that there's a trade-off because I do think that he deliberately added weight and strength, and I think you saw that when he started really developing his post game and becoming more of like that sort of strength-based mismatch attacker. The thing for me is he just has to get to the point where he's willing to finish drives more and commit to getting downhill consistently because he's passing out of drives too early. He's not getting all the way to the rim, and he's not maximizing his scoring or playmaking.
Good job, Nico.
It's not that he's trying to. I don't think I literally don't think he can. I can't remember who it was the other night.
Last
Al Horford guarding him.
Oh, well, Al Horford.
Al Horford, the first ballot Hall of Fame.
No, Al Horford's a good defender. I'm not saying this to knock Al Horford, but a couple years ago, Luka gets around Al Horford without really having a problem.
A couple years ago, Al Horford was quicker too.
Don't leave that.
Even then, he still gets around him.
A couple years ago, Al Horford was locking Giannis, Joel. Anybody you put in front of him. So let's not.
Those are sinners. Those are sinners. Luka Doncic is a point guard. I'm saying I think it is a problem for you as a point guard to not be able to just. And I'm not saying Luka was just lightning fast and just go in Derrick Rose mode past people.
Okay.
But he's not able to just get past people with an initial just rip through. I think
he was picking Kawhi and Paul George, so you got a good point. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, he's not.
Just keep Al Horford out of it.
It's two different players right now. And yes, Logan, you're right. He's stronger. He has a little more deception to him, but not having that burst is an issue, I believe.
Was last year his best season, Ron?
I think 2 years ago.
He did lock KD too.
I think because even like last year, he was still. Last year,
I think last year was his best season because he took such a big leap as a jump shooter. He went from consistently being like high volume 3-point shooter, but he's like 34%. It's inconsistent too. Now I can make 38, 39%. That's a weapon. Now it wasn't that consistent in the playoffs, but in the regular season, to me, he's just become more reliant on the pull up in the step back three. He's not driving as much, which I don't love, but when he's hitting his step back threes, he's unstoppable. The problem is he just hasn't been the level of shot maker that he usually is.
Is it possible that last season was an outlier as a 3-point shooter? And it's actually, he's probably closer to where he has been throughout his career, which is 34, 35 on these high volume threes.
That is possible, and that would be a problem.
Can we say that about Anthony Edwards? Not yet, though.
No, I mean, yeah, I think that my skepticism early on in the season is going to come down to earth. And we're now in March and it hasn't come down to earth. Right. So, like, it's possible that maybe he is having an outlier season. The next season, he's back down to like 36%, maybe.
Right.
But with Luka, at least Anthony Edwards still has that superpower of the elite athleticism to get by people.
Would you believe me if I told you
that Luka has to make shots? Like, Luka has to be a
superpower is his playmaking, though. He's a better passer than he is a scorer.
Yeah.
So that's
the passing, the reading
with,
the game is
with the Lakers, he's averaging his highest 3-point attempt rate of his career.
Attempts, not makes, but attempts.
That's because he has to, because he can't,
because he's
not. I'm not saying he can't do anything else, but it's like, well, here's the thing, though, Mars.
He's also getting to the free throw line more with the Lakers than he was.
That's because he's pump faking and running.
He's getting that Lakers whistle.
He's not getting a whistle. He's not getting a whistle because he's going to the rim. He's getting by no one, pump faking and getting fouls.
Look, I'm not
driving 8 fewer times per game than a couple years ago. It's like
that's insane, y'all.
Drop off. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
And there's a reason for that. That's not. I don't think that's making the decision. I think that's the ability, like Ron's saying. I think that he's forced to do that. That's a lot more.
Would you agree that he's been better defensively this year than in years past?
Well, that's not saying much, Pin. But
I would argue last regular season he was better defensively. But
I hate to step in and interrupt this intense yap session that you're currently watching, but I just have to inform you on all the amazing, spectacular, fabulous, endless ways to play and win over at Prize Picks. Basketball fans, I know the season is just tipping off. Yes, I know this. But you know what that means? It means that you have an opportunity to pick your favorite players and their matchups that are the most thrilling, and you can win money from these. With Prize Picks, you can play daily NBA contests and test your hoop knowledge by choosing the player projections and every single stat line imaginable to make your Prize Picks and take home some nice hard-earned cash. Are you a rookie in the game? Don't even sweat it. I got the playbook for you right here. All you have to do is download Prize Picks, use promo code PANEL, and you will get $50 instantly when you play 5 here with Prize Picks. So what are you waiting for? Download Prize Picks, use promo code PANEL, and join me as we break down all of our amazing daily picks right here on the panel. Prize Picks. Run your game, control your game, win your game. It's easy, baby. It's easy.
I think it's way too soon. 12 games into his Lakers career so far to be writing him off as like some
of the same concerns with Aaron Dallas though, even in the 22 games or whatever.
Man, I hate this. You know, sometimes the media talking points, you know, when you start releasing look, you know, Luka's, you know, we got concerns about his conditioning. That becomes the dominant trend. That becomes the dominant
like that for 3 years, Pin. It's been like that for 3 years.
What was it like that last year when he was dominating the finals? Was it like that last year when he was dominating?
If that was happening, yes. If that was happening, it wouldn't have been like that. He definitely didn't do that. But if that's what was happening, I don't think that would have been the narrative. But
he had a floor burn, a boo boo.
Yo, Pin. I'm just saying though. Even when you look at last year in the finals, the fact that I don't think we've ever. Correct me if we've seen a player go from how old was Luka's rookie year? 20? 19? Have we seen a player from 19 to 25 just drop off with all their athleticism like that? And now I know we have some big men where they'll just put on.
Do you remember why he went third overall? Do you remember why he went third overall? He's not athletic. That was literally the whole thing.
But I'm saying no. We looked
a
at
lot of that was more narrative.
That's what I'm saying.
Talking about the part of his athleticism that doesn't necessarily.
Yeah, but he was never super athletic.
I looked at him at 19. Luka is cockback dunks. Coming through the lane,
I don't know. You don't have to be athletic to cock back dunk.
Okay, but Ox, he's not even dunking right now. When is the last time?
Luka got
a fast break, and when
I don't care if he dunks or lays it up, just get to the rim.
Ron, to Pin's point, when he came in, he wasn't a super athlete compared to other NBA players. But I agree with you though that his athleticism has took a real dip. But to Pin's point, though, he was never a super athlete anyway. I think his skill set, he can stand on skills. You know what I'm saying? He can stand he can stand on intelligence, IQ. He can stand on skill. He can stand on passing. He doesn't have to be an uber athlete to be successful in the NBA. So while
I'm showing us that, I agree with
that. While
that's not the point I'm making. Point,
I know. I'm saying, but with that being said, I just don't think it's really that big of a deal. You know what I'm saying?
I think it is a major deal. He is 26, moving like he's 36. Now he's Luka Doncic, so he's absolutely. But I'm just saying, like, I don't think I've ever seen a drop off in athleticism.
Like he's 86. It doesn't
in
matter.
5 years like this. But here's the thing, though: Jokic moved like that 5 years ago.
Jokic used to be quicker.
Well, no,
Jokic
moves well. Jokic has like a level of agility, and his strength is obviously like
he's still more athletic than Luka.
Like Jokic moves better than Luka's moving, and Luka's a perimeter player. It's definitely more concerning for him. Like Ron isn't saying something outlandish that a perimeter player losing. I think it's worse when you already start from a lower point athletically. When you have this major advantage athletically, a decline makes you look like LeBron James right now, like the best athlete ever. He's declined athletically, still a really good athlete. When you're starting from a point where you don't have much athleticism to lose, and you lose it, you end up having to rely on tough shot making way more than you probably should, and that's what Luka's doing right now.
But Mars, you never had to rely on athleticism though. You
never had to rely on it, but you still had something to go to.
Right. But the difference is when you're already not a supreme athlete, you're already working on getting tough shots. Playing. If you he's not. If you playing under the plane,
don't do this.
I'm not gonna get into this four down top. I don't got. Today I do not got the energy. God's not done working on me yet, Pin. But what I'm saying is, Pin, that when you're already just not a super athlete, you already have to know how to finish over big guys without jumping 30 inches in the air. I already got to know how to stop on a dime, get that up quick. I got to know how to get things off.
Glad you brought that up.
So once my athleticism is all the way gone, I'm already here. I'm standing on skill set. You know what I'm saying? LeBron James, to Mark's point, he said that he was not as athletic as he is today. LeBron James today is more athletic than Luka Doncic has ever been. You know what I mean? So it's just way different. It's way different.
Yeah, that's my point. Luka already started from a point where he didn't have the most athletic advantages. So he had to rely on skill and all that stuff. And he does have athletic tools, deceleration, change of pace, all of that great stuff. Oh yeah. He doesn't have the
James Harden fan diminishing change of pace.
No, I understand that. I'm just saying, but James Harden still had like an elite first step, and James Harden had a quicker top end speed.
What's always been like, Luka's basis
Luka doesn't
driver. It's never been first step. It's always been change in pace to sell.
Yeah, but change of pace is more impactful when you can go from medium to slow to stop.
What matters more?
I go from slow to stop.
Okay, what matters
slow?
More?
I'm not getting anywhere. Like,
how fast you go or how fast you stop? What matters more in basketball? How fast you stop. To me, it matters a lot more that you could stop and stay on balance.
I'm not gonna let you get away with this. No, it does not.
The reason the speeds in which you stop matters is because if you're able to get by someone and then stop, they have to use their momentum, and they can't stop their momentum as quick as you can stop yours. Luka doesn't have the ability to get by to use his power of stopping. That's the problem. Stopping is valuable. James Harden's ability to stop is valuable because he was so quick at getting by you. When he can stop on a dime, your momentum is carrying you the other way. Luka's Luka's ability to stop is amazing. The unfortunate part is he's not getting by people to use his superpower of stopping. You need to actually get by people to use the advantage that you have over at stopping. He doesn't have that. So yes, stopping is important.
Well, not necessarily
as the ability to get by people in the first place, and that's what he's not doing.
Well, thank God for pick and roll, huh?
Yeah.
Well, but I'm saying, no, not necessarily.
You need that, Pen. We do need that.
But chill, a lot of times, if I have the ball, and like Mars, that was a good point. And I agree with you, but also at the same time, sometimes I gotta stop just to make the defenders stop too, even if I'm not by you. So if I can't get by you, I might have to slow down again to make you just completely stop. But the problem with that, the problem with that, Pen, is that Luka doesn't have any acceleration.
When was he blowing past people? Like, I want to know. I want to know what Luka Doncic that you guys saw that was just whizzing past players and using his elite burst to get separation. It's never really been about that.
You might want to watch. You might want to watch.
It's been about balance.
Luka. He was getting by people. 2020 Luka was getting by people.
Yes.
You might just want to go watch.
Like
even 2 years
like
ago,
a
Luka
reckless
was
closeout.
Still...
No, he was
Luka
off
was
the dribble.
still...
He was getting by people,
Yeah,
and then I'm not saying he has the first step of Zion, but he would get by people, and if he doesn't get by people, then he does the thing that Ox says. He can stop on a dime and then go again. He had that stop and go. Right now, it's just stop and jog.
Okay,
he
little
did
lag
that.
walk.
He had that.
Yeah, like that's what he had. He had the herky jerky.
Just
Right now,
because
it's
you
just
get past someone doesn't mean you get past someone the same way. Okay, Donovan Mitchell and John Morant get past people differently. Tyrese Maxey gets past someone differently than Tyrese Halliburton. So what I'm saying is just because you got past somebody doesn't mean that you had an elite first step to begin with. Lucas never really had an elite first step. He's had a great second step, third step. Okay, cool. So what I'm saying is the part of his athleticism that you think, first of all, I completely reject this notion that he's not a generational athlete or a great athlete. I think he's a great athlete. I think he's a great athlete. I think Luka's always been a great athlete. I think strength, balance, coordination, deceleration, all of it is a huge part of athleticism. And it's a part of athleticism that a lot of GMs and a lot of scouts often understate. But the ability to take a bump and to remain on balance is a huge part of athleticism. Size is a huge part of athleticism. Wingspan is a part of
game,
by the way. Pen, can I ask you right now?
Sure.
Is Luka a good athlete right now? And please lie to us. Please.
This take is brought to you by Puma. Yes, he is a good athlete.
Okay, Pen, based on everything you just said, I'm going to ask you a genuine question. Who's the better athlete, Luka Doncic or Jalen Green?
Jalen Green.
Okay. Are you sure about that?
The balance, the strength, all of those, change of pace.
Jalen's a fantastic athlete. Jalen is a freak athlete. And, you know, the only thing that you would give...
have some of those things you said.
Okay, well, cerebrally, if I could take all of Luka's craft and all of his, you know, basketball, court mapping and stuff and put it into Jalen Green, we're talking about a perennial MVP candidate. So yeah, like I'm not, you know.
I think
I'm on record. I think Jalen Green's going to be an All-Pro at one point. I think
Penn had a really good. He had a really good. That take is sponsored by Puma. I think Penn had a really good.
That's crazy.
I'm sorry, OG. I just disagree with that one. I think Penn had a really good point earlier, though, when he was talking about us trying to justify this with Luka, right? We as fans are trying to fill in the blanks here of Nico's logic behind why he would have done this deal, when I think the answer is much simpler than what we're trying to find flaws in Luka's game and justifications for why he would have done this. I think the answer is just much simpler. I think Rob Pelinka played him like a fiddle because they were apparently friends long before this. They've had a long-standing relationship, and I think Nico is just that dumb. Like I really don't think it has anything to do with anything about Luka. I just don't think Nico was the man for the job. I don't think the new ownership group in Dallas cares about winning or cares about the fan base or anything like that. I think they're concerned with the casino and long-term profits. I think the contract had more to do with it than anything with Luka. I think they planted these things to try to get people to latch on to, Luka's out of shape, or Luka's fat, or you can't win with Luka, or Luka's defense is the shit. I think it's all the other factors. I think Pelinka played his ass, and I think the new ownership group of the Mavericks didn't want to pay him this mega contract, and they're all in on this casino idea. And I don't want to discount any of the things that you guys are bringing up. I think Luka has regressed in terms of like burst and getting downhill and stuff, and I don't think Luka's a perfect offensive player right now, but I don't think these were the things that factored in the decision to trade him. I think it has mostly to do with the contract and Nico's incompetence as a GM. I mean, think about what Mark Cuban said.
I think it's just fear.
Logan, would you have paid him that contract?
Yes. Luka could have. Yeah, I would have given Luka $500 million.
So if Luka looks like this for the rest
blank
of his
check, just give him a blank check.
Let's imagine. If Luka
certain
looks like this for the
guys-
rest of his career, would you regret giving him the contract?
No, there are certain guys in sports that I think you just pay and hope. Myles Garrett had Cleveland by the balls. I know I know Mars doesn't care about football, but like the Browns, I would give Myles Garrett whatever money he wants. TJ Watt, I'm giving him whatever money he wants. Jokic, there's just certain guys that I don't care. All these concerns, I really don't care. I think Luka's one of those guys. I would have given him.
Is that
a
because
blank
you
check.
think he's gonna figure it out though, right?
I doesn't.
Chill, you muted.
He's a.
Yeah, chill. We can't hear you. Chill, we can't hear you.
Still can't hear
still
you.
muted.
There you go. There you go. You're good now. You're good.
We
There you go.
literally we just heard Logan say we are in the meeting trading Luka. He pulling out the Glocks. Like, what are you dudes doing? No way are we doing this.
Yeah, but I thought that was just off the assumption that
I'm-
Luka Doncic is going to get
Everybody
back to
in
what
this
Luka
room, we're not
Doncic
doing
is,
this.
not just no
My
matter
thing
what.
is, we have
If
just
you-
never seen a guy this successful, this young into his career. I mean, how many All NBA first team nods does this guy already have? How
Five.
advanced is he already? Like,
In a row.
Would you have been feeling the same way about trading Grant Hill 4 or 5 years into his career?
pre-injury?
Yeah, exactly.
Probably.
Exactly. And
Yeah, that wasn't a
and
one-off.
you could say something similar about Penny Hardaway, 3-4 years into his career, right? You could say the same thing about Vince Carter, 4 or 5 years into his career. It's just these are not players that you trade. They're so insanely successful and the upside is so great. But I do think that as much as we like to look at LeBron James and Nikola Jokic and guys who are, successful well into their 30s, there is a litany of NBA players who have pretty much peaked at 24, 23, and has never gone back. There's been a constant feeling of what ifism and, oh, I wish we could turn back. It just never came back. So look, if you believe what the Dallas Mavericks believed, which let's assume for a second that they're right. Let's assume, because Luka has not looked good with the Lakers. To answer Mars's question, if you signed up for $500 million of the Luka Doncic that's played with the Lakers right now, you're screwed. This is not a $500 million player that we're watching right now. So let's just assume that the Mavericks are right. Let's just say that they saw him in the gym. They saw him interacting with his teammates. They went to the finals with him. They've watched him come in out of shape routinely. They think he has drinking problems or whatever the hell. They think he takes his offseason not seriously enough. Let's assume that all of that is true and they believe that you cannot win with a player who doesn't care about defense. Let's believe that you actually believe that you cannot win with a franchise player who does not buy in defensively, that you think he's a little bit hard to build around. You still need to get more. That's the only thing I'm gonna say. You can say all of that. Okay, fine. We want to move off of Luka Doncic. Let's say I'm the general manager of the Dallas Mavericks, and I say, okay, we got to move off of Luka Doncic. Let's open it up to the league. Let's get 5 first-round picks. Let's also get a couple of franchise cornerstones, and then we'll deal with it. It's going to be unpopular. You're never going to get fair value back for a star player. You cannot get this little back though.
All right,
That's it.
y'all. I
Okay,
gotta
I'm
grab
sorry.
the wheel and
Yes,
steer
sir.
us back on to this tier list. It was nice getting off on Luka Lane and taking a stroll down, but let's get back to the list. Also, to chat, I can't believe y'all. YouTube pin. I ran a poll. I said, what's more important as a basketball player, going fast or stopping fast? And 60% of y'all really voted on stopping fast.
Ron, if you were in the
Really?
car, Ron, what's more important in the car, Ron?
Good for you, Chuck.
Flying
Good
on the
for you,
car.
Chuck.
Ron, what's more important in the car, Ron? Going fast or the brakes?
The brakes.
That's not the same thing.
The
shit,
breaks.
at all.
That's why.
And
De'Aaron
you will
Fox
figure
is the
that
best
out when
player
the
in
breaks
the
don't work.
NBA,
Stopping
man.
fast is only important if you can actually leverage it. Right now, Luka can't leverage that ability, so it's useless. I don't know what to tell you.
The league was built on guys going fast, not stopping fast.
Well, I think the
Stopping
best
is very
athletes-
important.
The best athletes could do both, but that's what makes Shea so special. But
Yeah, stopping
Yeah,
is very
I-
important.
I guess
when
TJ
Luka's
Ford-
not getting by people, deceleration doesn't mean
TJ Ford and Craig Claxton were definitely the best players in the league. I definitely remember that era. Yep.
It's the player choice way. Yeah, them boys don't get it started. The player choice way. You're the player choice way. Come and switch lanes into the player choice way.